Hello, this video is going to explain your second assignment as part of the Reflective Practitioner. As always, under the Content tab, you will find your assignments. Under Assignments, we're going to be reviewing Assignment 2, Reflecting on the Environment paper. When you click on that, you will see a detailed description of what is expected, the purpose of the assignment, the connection to the course learning outcomes, the value of the assignment at 20%. There are 3 parts to this assignment. The first part is the fact that you are going to have a look at the global guidelines in general. They were first developed in 1999. This is the 2011 version you are using, as the 2019 version still hasn't been published, but we're hoping that that will come out very soon. The global guidelines really are a tool, and I'm using them in this course as a tool to help you have conversation about what the elements of a quality early childhood program are. Also to look at this idea that a quality environment is a quality environment no matter where we live in the world. And I think there's this actually demonstrates that in many ways. So the first part of the assignment, you're going to look at the elements of quality that are described in the global guidelines and compare that to our own provincial framework. How does learning happen? Then you're going to look and highlight 3 specific statements, either in the introduction to each section or in an element of quality that resonates with you. And thirdly, in this first part, you're going to compare the language used and the indicators of high quality to that of the 4 foundations using some specific examples. So you're going to want to pull up How Does Learning Happen? And you're obviously going to have a look at the global guidelines. You can see the global guidelines are developed into 5 separate areas. And so what I'm looking for in this first part is that you look carefully and read carefully over the introductions to each section and also the elements. What are some of the language that you see here or things that resonate for you that may or may not be in our own provincial document? So for me, child psychological safety is an interesting way of looking at well-being. We don't use that word psychologically safe. The other thing that stands out in one of the elements is educators create a calm and peaceful social, emotional classroom. And so this idea of being peaceful, is that something that we often describe when we're talking about an environment in an early childhood setting? So that gets to that first component where I want you to have a deeper look at the elements of practice and compare that to our own provincial document. Then the second part is watching the video and choosing one of those areas from the document, those 5 areas, area 1 being environment and space, curriculum and pedagogy, the caregivers, the community, or young children with special needs. Obviously within the video, you are probably going to see that some areas lend more likely to you being able to comment on. So you can either choose one of those larger areas, or you can choose 10 elements across the tool. It's totally up to you. And what you are going to do is provide some supporting documentation of what you saw that relates to the opportunity for children to engage in active outdoor play. So that's the second part. And the third part is an area that I want you to focus on in the sense of giving you an opportunity to get some feedback for your third assignment of the portfolio. So I want you to practice writing practice writing a reflection that would potentially go into your e-portfolio. And I'm just going to pull down part 3 in the sample assignment, which is found under the assignment link. And you'll see that in this case, the person has chosen observation methods as the page where this assignment's going to go. They've named the assignment, environment observation, and they've listed the course. There is one thing missing here. Can you guess what it is? It's the date. And one of the reasons why we include the date is so that you'll be able to edit your ePortfolio very easily once you leave the program. It's surprising how quickly a couple of years pass, and you want to make sure things are up to speed. So you'll see in the reflection this in this paper, they've described why it belongs in the observation methods, what this assignment tells the reader about your skills and observation methods. So that's one way of writing it, but you can also add a second assignment that you've possibly already done and write your one reflection that goes on that page so that you can get some feedback from me. So that is the third part of the assignment. So don't forget to go over this sample assignment so you can see the amount of information I'm looking for in terms of the comments that were made for each section. Again, you'll find in the assignment links to everything that you need. The video, a copy of the instructions, and also the rubric. And I usually recommend that students have a look at the rubric, because then you can be very clear about what is the lens that I'm going to be looking at and grading your assignment. So you've got 25 marks for the written summary, 10 marks for the video component, 5 marks for your reflection, and then obviously we always include those mechanics of spelling, grammar, and APA. So my hope is that by going over all of these elements, that you will feel more comfortable with what is expected for the assignment. As always, reach out if this video doesn't help, but please be sure to go through and read the assignment expectations, look at the sample assignment, and be sure to have How Does Learning Happen and your global guidelines readily available so that you can reference these documents easily. So enjoy, and I look forward to reading your environment assignment.